Germany and India are long-time partners, and you would be surprised how deep and how detailed the relations are by now. India is basically the only comparable market when you compare it to China. Germany and India are long-time partners, and you would be surprised how deep and how detailed the relations are by now. But maybe let me just quote four different areas of where I feel that the Chancellor and the Prime Minister will elaborate a bit more than others. As I said, the agenda is very rich. One is, of course, business. I started by saying business is very important, and business is for us a new opportunity. We have seen the German-Indian trade balance growing, even though COVID has dimmed or has made economic progress slower. But with India and Germany, that was not the case. We are now at a trade balance of 30 billion a year, which is quite remarkable, a balanced trade balance, so to speak. So 15 billion from the Indian side, 50 billion from the German side. That's also very noteworthy, I would say. And there is ample room to improve this even. And therefore, the Chancellor will be accompanied by a huge and very substantive business delegation. We have, I think, 12 CEOs of big German companies. Big meaning not only Siemens and others, but also small and medium-sized, but with a very big portfolio and quite an impressive turnover. So that's one area of engagement with the Indian side. We'll have a business event with both leaders. Also, there is a business event with both leaders where business delegations from both sides will present their views and will discuss with the leaders. Russia and Ukraine very high on the agenda. You are aware that tomorrow is the anniversary, if I can say that, of the war, the Russian war in Ukraine. This will be, we have seen President Biden in Ukraine, and we have listened to Putin's speech yesterday. So this will be a very important item on the agenda. But I think it should not be restricted to that. Your northern neighbor China certainly will be on the agenda. Indo-Pacific, everything which is with a link to Indo-Pacific will be on the agenda. And I think there is ample opportunity to discuss a very, very difficult international environment where we see India as a very influential and extremely valuable partner in discussing these questions. I stop here and take your questions.
Hi. My name is Nishtha Gautam, and I work with the Quint. You underlined the idea of growing trade, which is already quite robust. Given that Indian media is abuzz with wiping the way of quite a substantial amount of wealth from the markets, thanks to the Adani Hindenburg scandal, as it were, is it going to have any impact on?
Frankly, we see the Adani Hindenburg bug from a story from an observer point of view. I see in India more than 2,000 German business being very active, and we are talking small and medium-sized enterprises, but also the giants are there. And I can tell you that most of them, the overwhelming majority of them, are doing a very, very good business in India. So basically what we see is, what we will face is that the business delegation that will come will certainly try to get in contact with their Indian partners. There will be bilateral agreements between firms, between companies. This will be what we are expecting. I would say that what the German business is really wanting is the FTA, the FTA between the European Commission and India. That would ease up our business in India in a substantive way, and will lead to undoubtedly a huge new amount of FDI. So when I talk to German business, India is basically the only comparable market when you compare it to China. The German focus on China is put into question right now. We have a clear, also the government encourages business to diversify, and India is basically the most interesting market when you compare it to China. Still, there is some reserves because there are some regulations and tariffs that are impeding or preventing more business to come to India. So therefore, I think the German business is very, very interested in getting this FTA done. That would change. It would be a sea change in Indo-European business relations, and that would be extremely beneficial for both sides. Also for Germany. So that's basically, I think, on the agenda when it comes to business.